I'd like to greet all human beings all around the world with a universal greetings of peace. The blessings of God be with you. It doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor religious beliefs may be. It doesn't matter what your nationality, your race or creed, whether you light-skinned or dark-skinned, whether you the richest to the poorest person on the face of this earth, whether you are the proclaimed toughest to the proclaimed weakest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter whether you like me or not. It doesn't matter whether you're my family, friends, or my proclaimed enemies. I still greet you with the same universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. Tonight happened to be November the 23rd, 2019. It's Saturday. It's about 5:38 p.m. First and foremost, what I want to say is happy, blessed Thanksgiving to people all around the world, those that celebrate it. Me, myself, I think Thanksgiving is every day because I thank God for each day that I wake up, whether I'm in pain or not, whether I can walk or not, I still thank God. But I want to say to people all around the world, let's stop this violence. Let's stop this violence. Let's stop this violence. Let's stop all this senseless killing. The only time a human being life that I think should be taken is when a person is defending themselves and they don't think there's no other alternative but to take their life. That's my personal belief. Now, black folks in the black community, it seems like sometime in some black communities, and even my critics should agree, I believe would agree, I ain't gonna say should, that when holidays seem to come around in certain black neighborhoods, the media and other people, Spike Lee, come to Chicago, making a movie. The mayor gave him a tax cut and naming the movie Chirac. They making blacks feel that this is a time that we escalate on the unjustifiable killings. It's not. It's got to be another way. Now, if I had 4 or 5 requests from Donald Trump, let me tell you where they started. First, I would ask Donald Trump, how you doing? All right. I would ask Donald Trump to free 2 black brothers in prison. Now, some of y'all gonna say, what? But you see, the 2 that I'm gonna ask that he free from prison, I happen to do time with both of them in maximum security penitentiaries in Illinois, and they kept unity among blacks. One of them was a head of an organization, and the other one was a high-ranking Muslim. And the Muslim brother been locked up since 1966. What is that, about 53 years? First time in prison. I believe everybody should have a second chance. The brother named Joseph Hurst, but he changed his name legally while he was in prison. Brother name is Yusuf. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my brother Yusuf. The other one name is Larry Hoover. You see, these 2 brothers I seen with my own eyes. I did time in some of the most worst penitentiaries, maximum security in the state of Illinois. Now, some people would tell you these brothers is a danger and a threat to society. But let me show you why I differ. Not only did I do time with them inside of the Illinois prisons in the maximum securities, but both of these brothers was able to get their security dropped from maximum to medium to minimum security. And I done time with one of them in the minimum security penitentiary where we could have walked out. It wasn't no walls. It wasn't no fence. And the guards didn't even have guns. Many of people walked off. But this brother stood there and expressed education. You see what I'm saying? And discipline to these brothers. Now, I was in there with a whole bunch of other guys in other organizations that did the same thing. But these two particular brothers, I was able to sit down. I sat down with others, but sat down and seen what was on their mind. And what was on their mind is stopping what's happening in our black neighborhoods. They don't feel that our elderly people and our children should be afraid to come out of the house. Being afraid that they gonna be harmed, kidnapped, or killed or raped by a black, not a white. Both of these brothers was a few years older than me, but we can identify when blacks was being afraid of Ku Klux Klan coming, taking them out of their house like they did 14-year-old Emmett Tibbs, a defenseless little 14-year-old brother from Chicago. I believe it was Money, Mississippi. His mother sent him down there to visit some relatives. And he was accused of whistling or saying something to a white female. And he was taken out of his house and murdered by cowards. Not black folks, racist white folks. You see, it took years before some of them got convicted, but most of them got off. You see, it's been a history of blacks being accused of doing something to whites. Look at Rodney Reed in Texas. Look at David Robertson right in southeast Missouri, 15 miles away from me in Sykes, Missouri. 18 years in the penitentiary until the Supreme Court overturned his case because they found out a white police detective falsified documents. The only thing that they did was, I think they let him resign or they fired him. In any case, he should have been charged. Let him go to do the 18 years that David Robertson did. Marcellus Williams in the state of Missouri on death row. 2017, the governor gave him a stay of execution. I don't know what the outcome is now because new DNA came up. I can go on and on. But I would ask Trump to let them two brothers go. Because the people that's in power now, these politicians, these government grant seeking blacks and whites, all they doing is filling their pockets, filling their family pockets, filling their friends' pockets. Hey, now, they're not worried about the black community. You see, I got a 13 and a 14-year-old daughter. I got a 92-year-old dad. I don't want them to have to step out the house and blacks is shooting at each other. I used to think about the whites coming to try to hang one of us. Somebody at some point got to bring somebody out here to let these people listen to. You got all these preachers, I'm talking about, and Muslims and Christians, women and men, gathering up thousands and millions of people marching to Washington. And then once they march to Washington and get their name on paper, it's nothing done. It's nothing done. But I tell you, these brothers here is about unity. And the other things that I asked Donald Trump to do, to come down here to Charleston, Missouri. Let me back up a little bit. People anybody that say, well, why is he asking for them to get out? The same reason Obama pardoned a military man that was charged with something like espionage, that you could do life in prison or you can be executed. Check what happened, or treason, rather. But Trump just reinstated 2, I believe, Navy SEALs who were stripped of their ranks for doing something to the enemy when they was dead. They killed some of the Muslims over there, and they taking pictures of them. They said they did some other things. But that's their prerogative to reinstate it. But if he can do that, then free these 2 brothers. Give me and my daughter and my daddy a chance to have somebody other than these people that's in control now. I've been down there 23 years. I don't see no sign of unity. All I see is about money. I don't see nothing in the black community on the change side. And that's what I was going to get to, Donald Trump. Democrats is running this here. And I don't want all Democrats to be upset about what I'm saying, but these Democrats down here in Charleston, Missouri remind me of the same Democrats in the 1980s when Harold Washington was running for mayor. That Democratic machine went against him, but he beat him. Donald Trump bring you a crew of Justice Department, bring you some auditors, somebody that's have masters in accountants. Go to that police department, go to that courthouse, go to that city hall, go to Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center, 601 Marshall Street here in Charleston, Missouri. Go to 700 Elm Street or Cy Williams Street. And all these people that got them programs, everybody's connected with these people. Get your auditors out, get your Justice Department to start looking at them police records. How they done falsified documents on a bunch of blacks in here that ain't a part of this Democratic machine here in Charleston, Missouri, black and white. I want to take you down these streets. Obama, when he was president, he went to Joplin, Missouri, where I believe 99% is white, but he wouldn't come to Charleston, Missouri, where 51% is black, and there's no black judges, 1 black police, no black sheriff deputies. City Hall is ran by blacks. By whites. They done got a black mayor, which is not making any difference. Before he was mayor, he was a city councilman. Didn't make no difference. Live on the same street as me. Same stuff going on in the black community. But come down here. You see, I could have asked you, get me and my daughter and daddy from out of here. But it's bigger than me and my daughters and my daddy. We gonna survive. God got us. But I want one of you Republicans to send this to Trump, and I'll come to the White House if he sent me there, or if he come here, I'll show him a lot of these Democrats in Charleston, Missouri, black and white, that he can get indictments and have them locked up. Have them locked up. That's where they need to go. They need to be locked up because they misusing the black community. I'm gonna leave as I came with the peace and blessings of God. Donald Trump, if you hear this, if any of your Republicans get this to you, come down here and I'll tell you about these crooked police. Some of them is Nazis. I'll tell you about these crooked preachers, black and white. I'll tell you about the Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center at 601 Marshall Street here in Charleston, and the people that's running 700 Elm Street in Charleston, Missouri, or Cy Williams Street. Peace be still.